Just even in the first week of being here, I felt like I was part of this community. This is really where I belong. It's so nice being part of a community that accepts everyone, and you can do a sport, you can do theater, you can be part of, Women at Canterbury, and like everyone is still friends, everyone comes together, everyone knows each other, everyone knows everyone's name, everyone like knows what everyone does, and everyone can be their unique selves.
One of our attributes on the Hill is probably our open community, where you become friends with people from all over the world and create bonds with them that will last a lifetime.
No matter where you're from, what background you have, what you're in, like what kind of sports you're into, what's your thing, everybody embraces it. It's allowed me to be more independent. It's allowed me to do so many things at once and be my full self, while also learning so much about not just myself, but other people around me and the world around me.
So many opportunities for you to really expand on characteristics and traits that you have, and just kind of really become the person that you want to be.
Well, the teachers are really nice here.
I think being able to live with your teachers and see them outside of the classroom helps create a better bond when you're in the classroom, and it helps more when you're trying to learn and create those relationships and make them stronger. Here, they offered me so many opportunities that I couldn't pass up. I just had to take them and really step out of my comfort zone. Being at Canterbury made me enhance my character and made me very globally aware.
There's a lot of safety nets here at Canterbury, so you shouldn't be afraid to try new things. And I think once you try new things, you kind of establish who you want to be and who you are as a person.
I'm ready to start my journey. I'm ready to become, whatever I want to be. And you really get the opportunity to choose whatever path you want to take.
Really, it's your home away from home.
I would say just go for it.
Here at Canterbury, you could really do it all.
好，我们接下来呢，欢迎 Canterbury School 坎特伯雷中学的招生官 Tim 先生。那么我给大家稍微简单的做一下这个 Canterbury 学校的介绍哈。它这个 Canterbury 学校呢，它是位于康州，是一所美国著名的混合私立寄宿高中。他们重点培养学生领导力和学生人文的发展，在音乐、戏剧、美术、艺术等方面呢，他们这个课程资源都是非常丰富的。今天跟大家见面的也是学校招生副主任 Mr. Timothy Goggins. Hi Tim, thanks for joining us today.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. It is truly a pleasure to be with you today.
You're definitely welcome. I just found that we're both Penn alumni.
Oh, terrific. Wonderful. And actually, Mrs. Dunn from Petty, we both share a connection to Blair Academy, where I worked for 8 years and where she is an alum. So it's wonderful how this world is so interconnected.
Yeah. Miss Molly just mentioned you, and she brought a very warm introduction of you to the audiences at the end of her session. All right, so we're very excited to learn more about Canterbury in the next 30 minutes. You feel free to go ahead and start your presentation. You can share your screen.
So this is a quick view of our campus. We are situated in a wonderful Western Connecticut, beautiful hills. I'll talk more about what you're seeing in this picture throughout the presentation. It captures 4 dorms across the bottom, a brand new Steer Center, which is our student center on campus. And then off on the top side of this picture, you see our fields, and I'll expand upon all of that in a moment. Before we begin and kind of look at, before we begin and go into more depth about everything, I wanted to give you a quick glance at Canterbury by the numbers. We're a school of 325 kids. We're a small school, and we think small boarding is critical to who we are. Our teachers know our students know each other well, and it's a very warm and close-knit community, as you heard in the presentation, the video at the beginning. We're 70% boarding, we're 30% day. Most of our day students live relatively locally and spend a lot of time on campus. They're here for breakfast and they stay all the way up to study hall begins. We're situated on a beautiful hilltop campus, and right at the base of that hill is New Milford, Connecticut, downtown New Milford, with restaurants and shops and a beautiful town green that our students are actually able to walk to. It's somewhat unique in the boarding school world to have such a robust town right down the street. We're a campus of about 150 acres. We run several arts events each year. We have a robust athletic program. We have 55 AP and honors courses. Community service is a big part of who we are. And we have 19 countries represented. And we're about 17% international in total.
Okay, let's pause here a little bit. 好，首先我们了解一下 Canterbury 学校的这个概览哈，很快。学校呢一共有325名学生，其中70%属于住宿，30%是走读。那么它也是刚刚我们提到说，它也是一所混合制的这个私立学校。校园占地面积呢是150英亩。每年学校会举办大概30多场艺术类的活动。学术方面的话呢，学校提供了55门 AP 课程和荣誉课程的选择啊，这圈一下重点。很多家长就一直在问 AP 啊，没有 AP 课，我们是有的，55门，还有荣誉课程。学生们呢也有机会参加44个社区类的课外活动等等。那么在2020年到2021这个学年当中的话呢，学校差不多从9月到5月会他们是正常提供线下课程的。他们校期间的这个比赛呢，一般是在秋季、冬季和春季举办。好 ，Let's continue.
Terrific. So I'd like to actually talk a little bit about last year, because I think how Canterbury handled the 2020 to 2021 school year is emblematic of who we are and our focus on providing students with the best possible experience. So we were in person all last year from September to May. We held interscholastic competitions in the fall, so we were actually able to play sports against other teams. We were able to host artistic showcases and have theatrical productions. Our student retreat program, which is super important to our school, which I'll talk more about later, went off, dorm activities, and we even had our annual spring carnival. This year, we've kicked off the year in tremendous fashion. We are back to hosting the events. Actually, in about 2 minutes, our entire school community will gather in McGuire Auditorium for school meeting, which we host 3 times every week. It's a wonderful way to bring everyone together. Today, we actually have a presentation called Saints on the Hill, where a student, typically a senior and occasionally a faculty member, will get up on stage and share his or her story, talking about how they arrived here at Canterbury and share more just about what this place means to them. On Friday, it's a highly energetic affair with our 6th form council running the school meeting. So that strength of community is emblematic in all that we do, particularly in how we have approached ensuring our students in these unique times have been able to capitalize on the time they have together, and also in how we structure our day, where we really prioritize student-to-student interaction.
Okay, thank you. Let's pause here. 好，刚才呢我们再补充几点哈，学校老师提到说呢，每学期学生们都会有这个艺术展示和戏剧作品的呈现，同时呢，在校园生活中，学生也能够参加各式各样的这个活动，校园活动。包括他们的宿舍活动，还有这个春季嘉年华。刚才 Tim 也提到说呢，像今天学校其实就正在进行一个 Sit on the Hill 这样的一个校园活动。那么在周5的时候呢，他们也会有几个音乐会的举办。那么这些活动其实是让家长和学生更多的有机会去展现和分享自己的故事，来加强学生与学生之间、学生与老师之间，包括老师与家长之间的这种各式各样的联系。Okay, let's continue.
Great. So this is a quick view at campus. This is one of our more iconic buildings on campus. That's our chapel, located right in the center of things. Students will pass up and down these stairs that you see many times each day, and I think it captures the beauty of the school. Let's take a look at academics at Canterbury. Certainly, this is a big part of what your high school experience will be. That time of day from 8:30 in the morning till 3:15 in the afternoon when you're in class. We want it to be a rigorous and robust experience where you're really able to walk away with a depth of knowledge and being an effective communicator and develop great habits that will allow you to succeed, not just in school, but also in life. Our student to faculty ratio is 6:1. The average class size is about 12 students. Again, we have a robust AP and honors course offerings. And we have a wide range of electives. Most of our upper class students, so by the time you reach your 5th form or 6th form year, so 11th or 12th grade, you're going to be able to really hone in on the classes and topics that are most appealing. So you might take a semester-long course on animal biology. The next semester, you might do biomechanics or biochemistry, and have more flexibility on that front to choose courses that will allow you to go into more depth if that is what you desire. We also have extensive AP curriculum and SUPA courses, which I'll talk about in a moment.
Great, OK， 好，那么接下来我们看到的是 Canterbury 的学术方面哈。学校的这个师生比例呢是6:1，每个班级平均差不多12个学生，应该属于小班授课了。那么之前我们有提到说，学校一共它是提供了55门 AP 课程和荣誉课程，同时呢，他们也提供63门选修课程，以供学生自由的进行选择和学习。学校呢是非常鼓励学生去选择那些具有挑战性，并且能够激发他们更多潜能的课程来进修的。OK, let's continue.
Oops. So this is a quick view into one of our science labs. We want you to have a hands-on experience. We think it's a great way to deepen your learning. And I want to now spend some time talking about SUPA courses. As you do your research on Canterbury, oops, my apologies. As you do your research on Canterbury, you will discover this term SUPA. It stands for Syracuse University Project Advance. It's something that we have adopted over the past several years. Students are enrolled in the course here, and it goes on their Canterbury transcript, but they also receive a transcript from Syracuse University. Our faculty who teach those courses are actually trained at Syracuse University. Apologies, my phone is ringing, which you might hear in the background. Our faculty are actually trained at Syracuse in the subjects that they're going to be teaching to ensure that they are prepared to teach that course to our students. And these courses are kind of outside the realm of your typical high school curriculum. We have Intro to Informational Security, Principles of Contemporary Issues in Sports Management, Economics of Personal Finance, Gender and Literary Texts. And we offer many more. I think with this year that we have about 12 that we offer. And our kids have reported that they're pretty engaging courses that are outside of what they kind of expected to take. So they are really popular, and it also gives students formal college credit.
Okay. Thank you, team. Let's pause here. 好，那么值得介绍一下这个 Canterbury 的这个 SUPA 课程哈，那么它是一个非常独特的资源，与美国的雪城大学进行合作，为高中生们呢在校内提供大学级别的课程，这个是很罕见的，也非常少见。那么参与雪城大学的这个合作课程的学生们呢，在毕业的时候会同时授予 Canterbury 的成绩单和雪城大学的成绩单。这类课程呢，它就包括比如说像我们这个 PPT 上提到的信息安全、体育管理、个人理财、经济学性别文学研究等这几个不同的领域。老师刚才说到呢，差不多这个大学的课程，大学级别的课程在学校一共会开放差不多将近有12门课的这个选择。Okay, let's continue.
Great. So also at Canterbury, we have what's called the Donovan Center for Learning. It's a place for Canterbury students to really hone in their strengths and to figure out how to be the best learner they can be. This Donovan Center is located actually in the back corner of our library, which is in one of our main buildings on campus, Steele Hall, actually where I am in the same building I am in right now, which houses our dining hall, our library, our head of school's office, and the admission office. But every student will meet in the Donovan Center for academic counseling, making sure they're placed in the right classes. If they encounter any issues, they're able to make schedule changes. Also in there, we have a writing lab and a math lab so that students can get feedback on their writing or extra help for math. It's a place where students can also do ACT and SAT prep, group or peer tutoring. We also, if necessary and needed, or desired, we have individualized tutoring. We also can offer additional support for organization and executive functioning skill development. So really, it is a place for all Canterbury students to identify how they learn best and develop strategies needed to help them succeed in the courses that they're taking. It's somewhat unique that we have a learning center for all students that every kid within their first several weeks on campus will pass through. The counselors are very open and accessible, and it really makes for a pretty stellar learning environment.
好，这里我们重点给大家讲的是学校的 K-12 学习中心啊。这个学习中心呢，它是适合各个学术水平的在校学生，以加强和提高学生的学术天赋与强项为目的开设的。那么其中就包括像写作、数学SAT、ACT 备考、个性化课程培训、管理技能发展等方面。学校老师们呢是希望通过在这个学习中心提供各方面的支持，能够让学生们学得更快，然后展现更好的学习效果。他们学习的不仅是知识，更多的还有这个方法和技能。Okay, let's continue.
So in addition, we also have a very robust arts program, as I've mentioned. We have many kids who come here, whether skilled and experienced artists on their arrival, or maybe they develop an interest in art while they're here. We do have a pretty fantastic course of study for those kids to pursue. They can take classes such as drawing and painting, ceramics, sculpture, and architecture. But we've also seen an increase over the past several years in students wanting to pursue digital art and design, taking advantage of the technology out there to really leverage their artistic creativity. So every year we will actually host a wonderful art show at the end of the year. This art show is held in Duffy Hall, which is home to our art department as well as a dorm. And it's a great way to showcase our students' many, many different talents. And our faculty who teach this, Mr. Hollinger being one of them, he's actually a practicing artist. And so not only is he there working alongside our students as they tap into their own creativity, he's doing so at the same time in his own work. So he is partnering in the creative process with our students that allows them to go even deeper and push their perceived boundaries. So I really love our art department, and we encourage all students to take a fine or visual art during their time here.
So are these paintings from students from different grades?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. All right. 好，I just translate a little bit here.
Yep.
好，刚才老师提到的是学校的这个视觉艺术方面的这个教学资源以及课程哈。那么学校的视觉艺术呢，也是他们学校的这个特色课程之一，包括像刚才提到的这个素描绘画呀、陶瓷雕塑建筑还有这个数字艺术与设计等等。那么大家看到这张图呢，是学校的学生们的艺术作品组成的一个艺术展。那么这些艺术作品它是来自于不同年级的，只要你对这个艺术方面有这个兴趣，并且有自己的作品，都有机会能够呈现和展示出来。那么我们在这个图中看到这位老师也是他们艺术部门的主管老师非常认真的在欣赏学生们的作品之一。Okay, great. Let's continue.
So also the performing arts is a big part of who we are and what we're able to offer our students. Our performing arts department features contemporary music in the form of a band. We also have a jazz, rock, and pop ensembles, an orchestra, a chamber ensemble for select students. We have an a cappella group, chorale, and we have a spring musical. Mrs. Armstrong, who runs our spring musical and our chorale, does an outstanding job. The kids sound terrific. And it's really another venue in which kids are able to really perform and thrive and succeed. Last year, we did the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is a hilarious production. We did so in March of 2021 when things were starting to improve, but a lot of schools were unable to do musicals. We were able to do so safely. And it's always a great way to see kids thrive and succeed. At Canterbury, we want you to we want our students to be able to pursue a lot. Being a small school, we want kids to be able to do the arts and athletics. So our rehearsals for our productions, which we have each season, fall, winter, and spring, actually take place in the evening. So our students can participate in athletics in the afternoons and then actually be in the play at night. If they have a larger role, it will fulfill their afternoon requirement. So they can use the time after class to get their homework done and such. Here's a few pictures. As you can see, our students playing the violin. This is the conductor of our orchestra. And again, we offer a pretty terrific theater program as well, as you can see here. This is from the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which went off last spring. So that's a quick look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's pause here. 好，刚才呢，我们向大家展示的是学校的表演艺术方面哈。我们表演艺术方面的这个教学资源也是非常丰富的，学生可以根据自己感兴趣和擅长的领域呢进行自由的选择。那么这其中就包括刚才几张照片走过来的，比如说像这个当代音乐乐队呀、爵士摇滚、流行乐团，还有这个声乐团、阿卡贝拉乐团，还有坎特伯雷他们自己的合唱团，以及春季音乐季等等。
Great. So athletics are also a big part of who we are. Highlighted here on this screen is actually an aerial shot of our athletic facilities. We are in the process of building a second turf field with a track, and it's going to be lit. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner here, that was the groundbreaking ceremony a year ago. As much as this will enhance our athletic program, it will also be a great place for our students to be able to hang out on weekend activities and just, we have our called grill and chills, where we grill a bunch of food and kids hang out on weekends, and it's a lot of fun. Every student participates in afternoon athletics to some extent, whether they're competing or managing at the varsity or JV or even thirds level. But we want kids to learn the important skill of teamwork and working towards a common goal. And as a small school, we rely on pretty broad involvement. So this is another look at one of our turf fields on campus. This is a lacrosse practice, a soccer practice here, and this is a cross-country race. One of the really neat parts about Canterbury is we host one of, if not the largest, high school invitational cross-country races in the Northeast. We'll have 35 schools here on Saturday, 35 similar boarding schools to compete in the Canterbury Invitational. The course runs all through our campus. It's rather hilly and challenging, but it's a really great way for so many people to see our school. It also kind of shows, and it's another wonderful example of our athletic program. Our teams have also had a good bit of success, from our basketball team to ice hockey, and even as a community gathering point. This game here, as you can see, was last fall of 2019. We played the Millbrook School, which is just up the road, a kind of a local rival. We brought in lights, and we were able to have this whole student body out there cheering on our girls soccer team, who actually went on to win the New England Championship that season. But they're wonderful community rallying points for our kids, where they're not only competing, but learning the great values of teamwork and togetherness and camaraderie.
Okay, let's pause here. 好，那么在体育方面呢，我们刚才也看到了一系列的展示哈。学校呢，老师说学校一共有17个不同的体育队，分别在3个学季进行训练。那么其中就包括像大家耳熟能详的一些运动项目，橄榄球啊、网棍球、足球、田径、篮球、冰球等等。那么刚才老师在田径那张图上，就跑步的那张图片上呢，尤其强调说那张图片是 Canterbury 他们自己组织的一场由35所寄宿学校共同参与的一场田径赛， 然后这个田径赛是非常出名的，差不多有规律的去进行，每个季度或者说每年会有规律的去进行。那么其实在体育方面的培养呢Canterbury 老师们他们更多的是看重学生们不仅能够参与这个竞技，参与竞赛，更多的是希望能够在这些体育活动当中提高和培养孩子们的这种体育精神、团队协作能力等等。所以学校会设置不同的校队，他们一共有好几个等级，包括这个校队等级、青年校队等级和第3级别这几个不同的等级。在过去5年呢 Canterbury 他们也一共获得了7个 knapsack 锦标赛的冠军。学校毕业生中呢，有将近33%的学生能够加入这个大学的体育队，在毕业之后。Okay, great. Let's continue.
So the Steers Center featured here in this picture is it is the most recent addition to our campus. It opened last November of 2020, and it is a wonderful community gathering point that features a large collaborative space for students to hang out. It also houses several classrooms in addition to a design and innovation and makerspace. And I'll talk more about the specifics of the building in a moment. But what I think is most important about the Steers Center is just how it came to be. When our head of school, Mrs. Stone, Rachel Stone, arrived here at Canterbury 5 years ago, she's now into her 6th year as head. She sat down with students and wanted to know, what do they need? What are they missing? What would further enhance their Canterbury experience? And they quickly said they need a space to be together. And she listened to that feedback. And it also said, what do our students need to thrive in the future? And they need really the skills to work with others and also to work in such a way that taps into the technology that is so omnipresent in the world in which we live today. So within this space, we have, as you can see, the D'Amour Center for Faith, Service, and Justice, where our students have weekly opportunities to volunteer. Every Wednesday, we do what's called the Loaves and Fishes service, where we actually work with the local New Milford Food Pantry. We have an innovation and design lab where kids are using 3D printers and laser cutters and really tapping into a whole new side of their creative selves. We have the Coleman Digital Media Lab. Actually, one of our alums who was the CEO of BuzzFeed, which you may be familiar with, wants our students to be digitally literate. So in this lab, they're able to learn so much about video production and computer programming and a whole host of different things. Group study, breakout spaces, school store, a cafe. Here are a few pictures that you can see. It is a stunning and beautiful space where our kids enjoy being together. I think this picture right here captures it best. This was on a Saturday night last spring, where we have kids in the foreground watching a hockey game. We have kids there watching what appears to be Home Alone, a great holiday movie, but just being together. This year, and you can almost see it there on the right side, our cafe is open and operational. Last year, we were unable to have it open. This year, it's quite popular. Kids are able to get food whenever the dining hall isn't open. And the egg sandwiches and you name it are quite popular. When I'm in the dorm at night, the kids are often bringing back chicken tenders, which is certainly a fan favorite.
Great, beautiful place. I can't wait to introduce this place to the audience.
Yes.
Or let's pause here. 好，那么刚才这几张我们有家长说很美哈，这个建筑非常的美。那么这个建筑是什么呢？它是学校的 Steele Center。学校的这个 Steele Center 是非常独特的一个地方，它是一个完全以学生为中心的空间。在这栋建筑里，它设有这个，比如说信仰服务与正义中心，还有呢创新与这个设计实验室、数字媒体实验室。各种灵活的教室还有小组学习和分组讨论的空间。同时呢，在这个建筑当中也开设学校的商店、学生中心和咖啡厅。其实这种配置它和很多美国大学里的设施非常的类似，能够让学生在一个开放性、自由和具有创造性的环境当中进行学术探讨、进行社交活动，以便于他们全方位的去提高各方面的这个能力。 Okay, let's continue.
Great. So these are a few more images. This is with our robotics space, as you can see here. This is the Coleman Center. Life on the hilltop. Weekends. I think so much a part of boarding school is not just what happens from 8 in the morning to 3:15 in the afternoon, but it's everything else, where students have the opportunities to pursue their own interests, kind of in that 360-degree learning environment. We have wonderful on-campus traditions from the form wars, as we call them, where every student is divided onto one of 4 teams based on their grade level. We have fun dorm nights and spring carnivals. This year is our pep rally. We have a spirit week in really early November, where every student attends, and we put on skits, and we really get excited for our big rivalry day, which takes place with a school down the road, where all teams compete for the Canterbury Frederick Gun School Trophy. And we also, with that, have a pretty exciting bonfire where all kids come together. And I think this just highlights the community. This is our Pink Out volleyball game in support of breast cancer. We also have a very robust retreat program where every grade level goes on a retreat. Our sophomores do it very early in the year. Our freshmen do it throughout the year. And our 6th form also, it's an ongoing program. We actually had the first part of it the other night, where our 6th formers had dinner with the faculty, and then they met to begin their retreat program. So also here you can see these are pictures of the form wars and other wonderful traditions.
Okay, let's pause here. 好，我们刚才来看到的呢是一系列的这个图片，还是学校的校园生活。周末学生能做什么？我相信很多家长和同学在听这个学校展示的时候都会有这样一个问题，尤其是咱们有这个寄宿学校方面的这个展示的时候，周末干嘛呢？那么这个是很多家长和学生关注的部分之一。在 Canterbury 学校周末生活也是非常丰富和充实的，学生有机会在各种运动、俱乐部、校园活动和社区服务活动当中呢，来追求自己的兴趣。校内的传统也有很多，比如说像这种刚才老师提到的形式大战呀、游戏表演之夜呀、舞蹈啊、篝火晚会呀，还有这个体育馆的这个狂欢之夜，还有这个学生们自发组织的宿舍之夜、春季嘉年华等等。那么除此之外呢，学校也会安排不同的校外活动，比如说带孩子们去电影院、商场，去纽约的百老汇观赏这个戏剧表演，还有去看这个美国的棒球比赛，以及季节性的郊游，像尤其是到了万圣节鬼屋啊，或者说圣诞表演呀，这种季节性的活动都会在校外由老师亲自带队，带孩子们去进行参加，非常的丰富多彩。Okay, let's continue.
Great. So in addition to kind of all that you're going to do on campus, we want kids to have the opportunity to engage off campus as well. So when times are safe and we're able to do so, we have a pretty robust travel program. We run the Canterbury Institute in Spain. We have a 10-day service trip to Lourdes, France. Many of our student leaders have traveled to Montana in the past for team building just in August, kind of prior to the year kicking off. And you can see that giving kids the opportunity to explore not just the Litchfield County, Connecticut, but really allowing them to look outside the Canterbury bubble and really engage with others is really, really important. So here are a few images from Canterbury trips that we have run in years prior, and we look forward to running them again when times are safe. So here's one to the Grand Canyon, looking at the national parks. So yes, travel is important to us.
Amazing. Okay. 好 ，Let's pause here 好 ，Canterbury 学校呢，刚才看到的是学校每年都会为学生们组织开展不同的国际旅行活动，也有可能是美国国内的都有。那么也是由学校老师亲自带队去进行这种多元化文化或者说全球化的这种文化探索和交流项目。比如说他们的这个西班牙 Canterbury 学院， 或者是圣卡耶塔塔诺文化交流中心，还有包括这个10天的法国鲁尔德的旅行，还有这个蒙大拿州领导力之旅，还有包括这个缅因州的阿卡迪亚国家公园的科学之旅等等，以及西南国家公园的科学之旅等等。每一年呢，学生们都有非常多的选择，有新的旅行可以去参加。Okay, let's go.
Great. So in closing, I want you to just see another look at campus. This is our seniors on their graduation day, our sixth formers. Canterbury is a special place. Canterbury is a place where our students are able to grow and thrive and become the best versions of themselves. And I think they do so in a small, close-knit environment that combines this warmth of the community with a rigorous academic experience that allows our students to graduate from here feeling ready and excited for what they're going to encounter next. We want our students, when they finish their high school experience, to be energized for future learning, not feeling as though the past 4 years or 3 years or 2 years of their high school experience has been burdened, but rather it's allowed them to blossom. And I think we do that exceptionally well. And our students often come back and talk about how not only did Canterbury prepare them for success in college, but that they really are able to navigate this ever-changing world that we live within. So I want to thank you for allowing me to share a little bit more about Canterbury with you today. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you. Thanks for your sharing, team. It was a wonderful presentation. Now we will have about 5 to 10 minutes for the Q&A session. I see a lot of questions have already been posted on the chat room. I'm going to pick up a few of questions and translate them to you. Great. Okay. So the first question, I think a lot of parents, they're asking about college results, like college matriculation results of Canterbury. Can you introduce a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our college counseling process is pretty terrific. It really begins from the moment the student arrives here, where they're able to access our college counselors at any point. Their offices are right here in the same building as the dining hall and the library. But really, when the student arrives in their 5th form year, their junior year, they work very closely with our college counselors to identify the right fit. Our kids have had tremendous results on that front, being such a small school. I think we're lucky in that we're able to get really strong outcomes for our kids, but the outcomes that we have are the right fit for our students. And we really think that is important. The college process is one of self-discovery. And there's certainly more information about this on our website, but it's something that we know when you send your student to Canterbury, you want them to thrive and succeed while they're here. But also looking ahead to what's next is certainly a part of the equation as well.
Okay, thank you, Tim. 好，刚才有家长问到说关于 Canterbury 学校这个毕业生大学录取走向的问题哈。那么虽然这个数据呢，其实在学校的官网上都有外抛出来，但是刚才老师提到说学校呢是有专门的针对于学生大学升学的这种指导体系的，尤其是从Junior 开始，也就是从11年级开始，一直到12年级，整个这申请前的1、2年都会有专门的大学顾问指导老师1对1的给孩子做一个升学指导，确保他们能够选择申请和进入到最适合自己的大学，并且呢 Canterbury 每年的这个大学录取成果都是非常不错的基本上我觉得前30或者前50的这个名校录取的这个数据都是很可观的。家长如果真的很感兴趣的话，可以去学校官网进行一个去进行浏览，或者呢也可以联系我们的这个小助手老师，我们的顾问老师可以帮你们去进行这类信息的收集。Okay, let's move to the next question. So parents see a lot of photos about the arts, visual arts, performance arts. So they are questioning that if Canterbury has more emphasis or has a preference in cultivating students' art interest instead of other subjects. Do you have any particular arts coach at school for students?
I would say that it's not so much that we have a particular interest in cultivating the art interest. We really want our students to graduate as well-rounded students. And we think as much as we want our students to be prepared to think critically, write analytically, to reason quantitatively as they will do in their history, English, math, and science courses, we also want them to tap into their creative interests as well. So we think that making sure students have balance to their high school curriculum is really, really critical. Yet with our elective program, we allow students to go further. So maybe a student wants to dive further into biology or chemistry. We have course offerings for them to do so there. We also are able to do that on the science or on the arts front as well. And I think all of our faculty are very well trained and content experts in their field. So that they're able to really push kids to explore their new passions, maybe passions they had coming in or things that they've discovered while they're here.
I agree with that, definitely. OK， 好，那么刚才也有家长在群里问说，哎，这个学校的艺术资源好像很强，那学校是不是我们这个理解上是艺术学校，或者说他们更加关注孩子艺术方面的这个发展，孩子录取的后面去的大学都是艺术大学呢？其实刚才老师针对这个问题给大家做了一个比较客观或者说比较全面的解答哈。老师说，并不是说他们有很强的艺术资源，并不是他们只关注孩子的艺术方面的发展。学校其实是一个非常重视学生全面发展的一个教学环境。那么当然了，如果孩子在艺术方面有这个兴趣和天赋，学校会给予最大的支持和辅导。那么同时呢，他们也鼓励孩子们去探索和发掘其他这个学科领域的兴趣，比如说可能你是一个小提琴家，是一个钢琴家，但同时你很喜欢生物，你很喜欢物理，你很喜欢化学，那么在这种情况下，学校会以一个全面发展的教育体系来支持孩子们的成长和发展，所以家长不用太过于担心，他们并没有一个这个偏向性或者说有一个偏科的这种情况。 OK， 好。Another question about the social resources of the Canterbury school. So especially for junior or senior students, they are maybe in their higher grades, they are seeking for some internship or practical field trip for college prep. So parents want to know if Canterbury will provide this kind of support.
Yeah, well, we don't often have a formal internship program. I think we're always looking for opportunities to allow our students to really engage, whether it's with alums or current parents. And I think through both the college counseling office and also the student's academic counselor, if a student has an interest that they want to be able to pursue further or want to talk about in greater detail, the adults in this community are supportive and able to push kids in that direction. We have a very active business club on campus where kids are able to work with some of our faculty and alums to look deeper into that. Occasionally there'll be connections made with alums and such where we're able to allow kids some off-campus opportunities. We're hoping to be able to take some of our students in a few weeks up to this place, an alum's company to shadow for the day. So yes, we do want kids to have the chance to look outside the bubble that is the Canterbury campus and see the broader world and the opportunities that are out there for them.
Great. Thank you, Tim. OK， 好，刚才有家长在群里也问到说，学校会不会有这种实习资源，用社会实习资源，尤其是咱们针对11年级、12年级马上要申请大学的学生们来说，可能孩子们更多的想要去校外呀，去实践、去实习。那么针对这个问题呢，刚才Tim老师也提到了，学校是有非常多的实习项目的，这个完全不用担心。不同年级、不同领域的实习项目都会开放给学生们进行选择。那么在选择这些实习项目的过程当中，学校的这个升学指导老师会协助孩子们进行筛选，而不是说盲目的一股脑的塞给他们。所以在这个方面学校是很慎重的，因为他们希望实习实践这个活动是属于我们说高级学术活动嘛。那么在这个活动当中，孩子们时间和精力有限的情况下，一定要去对这个实习地点，去对岗位哈，不用浪费时间。所以在这方面呢，我们学校会给予最大的支持，尤其是在社会资源上面。Okay, I think we have one little small additional questions about the fees because they have learned that Canterbury provides so many trips, extracurriculum activities. So parents are concerned with that if they need to pay extra fees for these trips or activities.
So certain activities will be included in the cost of tuition. Certain activities, particularly some of our travel, will be additional. If you're getting on a plane or going somewhere else, that will be an additional cost. But our retreat program, where kids have the opportunity to get off campus, that is included. So each one is different, and we make that very clear to kids and their families, and want to be able to offer as much as we can, but sometimes there will be additional costs.
Great, thank you, Tim. 好，那么最后一个小问题哈，我们说有家长问说这个活动费用啊，是不是要额外支付？其实学校老师说，个别的这个大部分的校园内的活动呢是不需要额外支付的。当然，如果是涉及到国际旅行啊、国际旅途，这个家长可能会适当的相应的支付一些这个旅行费用。所以这一点呢，大家不用担心。我刚刚看到有家长在群里有问到说，科研方面哈，其实实习也好，科研也好，这些方面的资源，学校都是能够非常丰富的提供给学生和孩子们去进行选择的，尤其是在这个高级别水平的学术资源上面，我们刚才可能之前没有来听讲座或者加入晚的家长错过了，学校它是专门和雪城大学有这个合作，然后呢，学校提供这个12门的大学级别的课程，这个在很多高中，美国这个私立高中是很少见的。OK， 好，那么由于时间关系呢，我们没有办法把聊天室所有的问题一一向大家解答，当然我们的小助手会帮大家收集整理，一起反馈到招生官那里。那么 Canterbury School 的展示到这里呢，我们就暂时先告一段落。我们再次感谢 Tim 的分析。Thanks again for participation, Tim. I think we have already covered most of the questions in the chat room. If there are any more inquiries, I will help collect and send them to you via emails.
Terrific. Thank you guys so much. It was wonderful to be here, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. I'll keep you posted. Thank you, and hope you see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.